Hi, it's Dr. Centeno. And a couple of years ago, I got several phone calls from three different physicians who knew me and they had developed craniocervical instability. Now, they were able to self-diagnose themselves early. But one of the interesting things is for the first time, they got to experience what their patients experience. One of my physician colleagues was on the floor in his office, dizzy, unable to work, unable to do anything at all, let alone see his patients. Another one had severe headaches that were disabling right at the base of their skull. Both had been involved in car crashes, both ended up having craniocervical instability. And I think one of the things that we as physicians, and certainly family members of patients who have craniocervical instability or CCI, fail to recognize is just how disabling and random this condition can be. Imagine if one day you started to get severe disabling headaches so you couldn't work, think, or do anything. If you had brain fog and all of a sudden you're a young, healthy person who really can't form sentences very well or can't remember what you had for breakfast, or you start to get dizzy or lose balance. Just walking down a grocery store aisle, having to look at all the different things on the shelves is enough to put you to the floor because you're that dizzy and your balance is that impacted. That's what these patients go through. So if you're a family member of someone with craniocervical instability, this is a real condition. It is a condition that requires a subspecialist to diagnose. So many of these patients bounce around in the medical care system like a pinball in a pinball machine until they find that right specialist who orders the right tests, who can interpret it the right way. Now, you should also know, for example, just to give you some sense of how much a subspecialist issue this is, that we only have about 5 surgeons worldwide that see 80% of the elective surgeries for these patients, 4 in the United States and 1 in Europe. There are tens of thousands of surgeons in those 2 places, but only 5 that really do a lot of this work. Same thing when it comes to medical or injection-based subspecialists. So if you're a family member of someone suffering with this issue, just get a sense of how disabling this can be and what an impact this has on your loved one. The good news is that help is out there, but the bad news is it can be very hard to get the right help. Thanks so much for listening and have a great day.